It is 4 p.m. We're bringing developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is StoryCon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao. Some stories we're watching this Tuesday, February 17. The International Criminal Court Office of the Prosecutor declines to take a formal stand on the defense's move to disqualify the legal representatives of victims in the case of former President Rodrigo Duterte. In a filing dated February 16, the prosecution said it, end quote, takes no position but confirms it will not rely on certain redacted sources in Duterte's upcoming confirmation of charges hearing. The prosecution adds that these materials will also not be used if the case proceeds to full trial due to security and confidential concerns.
Families of drug war victims and human rights advocates held a press conference to send off a delegation to the International Criminal Court. Former President Rodrigo Duterte's confirmation of charges hearing in the Netherlands, of course, kicks off on February 23. He's facing charges of crimes against humanity. The delegation's mission is to seek justice, ensure voices of victims in the bloody drug war are heard during the proceedings.
Senate President Pro Tempore Ping Lacson says he's been threatened with an ethics complaint by a fellow senator he did not name. In a post on X, Lacson says the complaint alleges that he spliced a video during a commission appointments confirmation hearing. Lacson denies knowing anything about video splicing.
The Department of Foreign Affairs says it takes quote-unquote strong exception to remarks from the Chinese embassy that strained bilateral relations could lead to job losses and withheld economic cooperation. The DFA warned that framing economic ties as leverage or retaliation risks being perceived as coercive and undermines constructive dialogue. It also urged the embassy to maintain a responsible and measured tone. And President Bongbong Marcos Jr. urged Filipinos to mark the Lunar New Year by showing courage, discipline, and hard work, inspired by the symbolism of the fire horse. Marcos said progress should be driven by purposeful action and productive industries that support fair opportunities and reliable public services. For her part, Vice President Sara Duterte encouraged everyone to face the new year with courage and bold action. Duterte also called on the public to strengthen bayanihan and work together towards growth and prosperity.
And joining us today from the Philippine Star, Editor-in-Chief, Ami Pamintuan. Uy, pulang-pula si Ami.
Of course! Me too! Because it's Chinese New Year. It's red kaya, it's dark red.
Pula ba to?
Of course it's red. Dark red.
No, you know, that's brown.
Ay nako, Ed.
That's brown.
You and your sense of fashion critique.
I mix colors when I paint.
Brown? How can it be brown?
Brown
it's
is a
maroon.
combination of yellow, red, and black.
But in any case, Happy Chinese New Year.
Kung hey pa choy.
It is a holiday for everyone except for us. Of course, for us, the news continues. There is still news to report.
Okay. Oh, so ano? Ba't tayo pumasok?
Bukas, Ash Wednesday naman, Ash Wednesday. May panawagan ng CBCP, si Jerome Ceciliano.
Oh, ano?
Mangili naman daw kayo sa pagnanakaw.
Hindi naman kailangan ng Ash Wednesday
Fasting
para...
from stealing.
Hindi naman kailangan ng Ash Wednesday para pigilan.
You think that's gonna stop them?
Fasting from stealing.
Ami naman.
Hindi, baka sabihin ng mga politiko, it's directed at corrupt politicians. Baka sabihin nila, sige, during during Lent lang.
Show me a corrupt person who has...
Sinasabi, yun ang ibig sabihin eh.
Show me a corrupt person who has a conscience na matatamaan sa mga ganitong...
You know, a lot of these people,
conscience.
well, they go through the motions, they go to mass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Talaga.
They would go to they would go barefoot sa Pisan ng Nazareno.
Yeah.
Ang daming ganyan. Tapos magugulat na.
Parang meron kang
simbahan.
Parang meron kang specific person in mind.
Wala.
Yung mga nagmamass dyan sa Santuario de San Antonio, you know where it is. Yun ba yun?
Hindi pumunta na eh.
Malapit ka lang.
I'm just saying, there are people who So I should not go further than that.
There are people who
Lalo dito
outwardly
sa atin, marami.
who are into virtue signaling. So outwardly they go through the motions, right? Pero yeah.
And some of them, are able to make that delineation between my life with God and my life with fellow man.
Oo nga.
May mga ganun.
Oo
Uy,
nga.
may maraming ganun. Mababait sila sa Panginoong Diyos, pero mga salbahe sila sa taong bayan. Maraming ganun. Kasi they're able to
It's interesting, no, how people are able to compartmentalize like that.
They
I mean,
are,
how do
they
you
are.
separate yung
And they can be pious.
or they think they can be pious,
Well,
or they're big
Di
on.
ba, Ed, remember yung mayor ng Kalawan, yung
Si
na-convict for the
si Sanchez.
for the rape and murder of the UP students, di ba?
Si Mama Mary.
Si Mayor.
May satwa siya ni Mama Mary.
Oh, yun. Naglalakad daw yung palahod sa sa simbahan eh. Saka siya, Marian devotee.
Yeah,
Oh,
pero
diba?
medyo masalimot yung story yun. Kasi may ibang nagkikwento na ibang story. But anyway, I get your point. I get your point. There are people who are able to successfully dissociate their relationship with God versus their relationship with fellow man. And there are also priests who are like that.
Meron ding mga
Oo.
nagkaroon tayo ng problema sa mga and although hindi lang sa Pilipinas,
Oo.
And the former Pope was dealing with that. Remember, the late Pope. Kaya
Well, you've
There
had a
are
lot
also-
of...
pangalawa, although medyo nabawasan na yung problema siguro na itong pangalawa, no? Kasi yung mga nakaraan, yung mga dating Pope ang talagang na tinamaan ng iskandalong yun.
Marami talagang
Not
ganon.
just
I mean,
Catholic
that's isn't that what's wrong with humanity? Amongst other
Nga,
things.
we're only human.
We're only human. We're all fallible beings.
Mea culpa.
Marami din mga tao who are able to dissociate from what they did in the past versus what they say to us. And we get this a lot on the show, right? People who come to the show and talk to us and say, "Oh, I didn't do this and that," contrary to what they did before.
Well, there's a difference between repentance, recognition, repentance, and the acknowledgement of a mistake versus simply dissociating your...
Okay, you missed a very interesting interview pala yesterday. We had former Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre.
Oo,
The second yesterday. And of course, he says he is innocent of all these
I
crimes.
thought
He doesn't even he doesn't even understand. I would take repentance, but he says he doesn't even understand why he's named a co-perpetrator in this war on drugs. And I pointed out to him, well, look, you weren't exactly powerless back then, right? You were Justice Secretary. And in fact, before that, you were Duterte's lawyer. And then after that, he was also at one point NAPOLCOM chief. So he is a man who wields great power. And he said, no, mali ka dyan. I was not powerful. I was not an insider. I was not influential back then. Yung jurisdiction ko hanggang dito lang, and that's all I could cover. Which,
For a Justice Secretary to say that,
yeah, which runs contrary to what I remember. And also, just a bit of background context. He agreed to that interview, by the way, about 15 or 20 minutes before we aired. So we didn't actually have a lot of time to prepare, no, kami ni Ami. So we were just going by institutional memory. But he kept repeating that he'd never subscribed to EJKs. I was asking, were you aware of EJKs? And he was like, yeah, there were reports, but I never subscribed to them. Let me read you a quote that he said in February 2017. Nahanap ko na. I was trying to recall this yesterday, but I couldn't for the life of me recall it. But nahanap ko na siya. 9 years ago, February 27, he says, the criminals, drug lords, drug pushers, they're not the humanity. Hindi sila humanity. In other words, how can that be when your war is only against drug lords, addicts, or pushers? You consider them humanity? No, I believe not. This is widely carried by a lot of the newspapers. So again, coming back to people who dissociate, parts of themselves.
He's a lawyer.
At one point, you believed that pushers and drug users were not humanity. Fast forward 9 years later, you've been named a co-perpetrator in the ICC's investigation in the war on drugs, and you're telling me that you never subscribed to EJKs?
But he's a lawyer. He can always tell you But that quote does not
Reflect my,
admit,
ano.
does not admit
Of course, it's
to
not.
EJ case.
Of course, it's not an admission, but it tells. I mean, ito na
It's a
yung
mindset. It shows a mindset.
It shows mindset.
It shows a mindset.
Yeah.
But as a lawyer, he would probably
be
tell
able to
you that-
argue
He would
that
probably tell you na, so what? I never admitted to EJK.
But you condoned it as a cabinet official, certainly.
He
right?
can still punch his way out of that bag.
Yun na nga, that's the
Tinanong
problem
ko,
in this country.
tinanong ko kung pinag-usapan nila yung drug war sa cabinet, ha?
Of course.
Sabi niya hindi.
Sabi niya, it was...
He was
sabi
not
niya,
part
no.
of it.
But that was Asa bagay, how many cabinet meetings did Duterte have during that?
Sabagay, pwede niya sabihin yun, di naman kami nagka-cabinet meeting na.
Oo, pwede
Ang ginagawa
mag-cluster
nila
na
yung...
naman eh.
Tapos, nag-abogado siya ni Duterte nung mayor di ba? At ang kalaban daw nila, ang case counsel siya ni Duterte nung dinimanda siya ni De Lima when Laila De Lima was the Commission on Human Rights.
CHR, yeah.
Sabi ko, hindi ba yung issue yan at it was because she brought cases against him for the Davao Death Squad. Kasi sinasabi niya wala siyang alam doon sa Davao Death Squad
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what he said as well.
That was the Davao Death Squad case, and Laila was fishing around in Davao City looking
yun.
for witnesses.
So aware siya na merong ganong issue.
He also said that...
client, lawyer-client privilege, ayaw na niya. Gano'n.
He's a lawyer.
He certainly is a lawyer. And he also said President Duterte did not have anything to do with the Lima's incarceration.
But we have so many quotes from Duterte.
That's why.
So many direct quotes, very, very public quotes from
Taking
Duterte.
credit for her arrest. Hindi ba? And
Not-
threatening her beforehand.
Even for the arrests.
Exactly. And then taking credit for it. But, I don't know. Sabi ni Justice Secretary Aguirre, wala naman daw kinilaman. So,
But anyway,
Alam ko yung
I'm sure he can
defense
punch
niya.
his way out of the bag.
Sabi niya, kaya lang siya sinama. Yun ang alam kong paglalaban niyang point. Kaya siya sinama because you have to include the Department of Justice Secretary to prove na merong conspiracy, systematic yung EJK.
ay, nako.
It was organized, systematic, and
Yeah.
meron ngang
There's a common
quote-unquote
plan.
common plan.
A common plan. Lawyers. Lawyers. Okay.
Yun ang magiging defense niya.
Let's pivot now and bring in our first guest this afternoon. We're talking to Senate President Pro Tempore, Senator Ping Lacson. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome back to StoryCon.
Yeah,
Hi,
Regina,
Senator.
Ed, and Ami. Good afternoon.
Hi, sir. Magandang
Happy
hapon
New
po.
Year! Happy New Year,
Oh, kung hey
Senator.
Pachoy.
Yeah, Happy New Year to all.
Sir, I understand mag-uusap-usap mga senador kung anong gagawin sa kaso ni Bato at ni Bongo. Has there been any meeting so far? There been any consensus? Bukas ba?
Diba? Oo.
Wala, kasi kahapon wala kami session. Ngayon holiday. Bukas, kung may schedule, pwede kami mag-start mo ng... of course, meron naman kaming chat group among ourselves. Pero hindi naman namin discuss pa yung meeting kung may schedule o hindi. Pero I think importante na pag-usapan namin kasi colleagues namin yung na-involved.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, is there anything in the law or in the Senate rules that states that that's an optional thing na maaring ang Senado ay hindi pumayag na i-release ang akusado o respondent?
Wala, except na nasa Constitution. Yung immunity from arrest, yun yung 6 years and below.
Yes, sir.
May immunity from arrest pagka yung Congress is in session.
Yes, sir.
So, I suppose, yung definition ng Congress is in session, may nagsasabi na sinidye, meaning bandang June ito. Doon mag-adjourn yung first regular session. Meron namang iba pwedeng sabihin na hindi. Pag nag-recess kayo sa March, walang session yung Senate. But of course, even during recess, basta hindi sinidye, tuloy yung trabaho sa Senate dahil nakapagkunda kami ng mga committee hearings.
Yes, sir.
So that's one issue that we have to resolve. Ano yung definition ng Congress in session or not in session?
Yes, sir. I understand that's Article 6, Section 11 of the Constitution. Pero sir, if I read that section correctly, it says na the legislator is immune from arrest while Congress in session 4 cases that are punishable of
6 years.
6 years and below.
6 years and below.
In other words,
Yeah.
sir, I'm not a lawyer, pero may layman's meaning of this is that kung above 6 years yung potential punishment, hindi po nag-apply ang immunity.
Totoo yun, hindi nag-a-apply. Kasi definite yun eh. 6 years and below yung penalty, yung punishment. So sa ating batas, alam na natin kasi nakasama sa revised penal code kung ano yung penalty, kung prison mayor,
Yes, sir.
di ba? May mga ganon. So define na natin kung 6 years or below o 6 years and 1 day to 12 years, halimbawa. Pero ito, sa kasong ito, ICC. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung penalty unless nakasaad doon sa papadala na ng dokumento na in case ma-convict, ang penalty rito sa kaso ng kung sino man, eto ganito katagal. So doon, madi-decide natin kung papasok yung immunity under our Constitution.
Yes, sir.
Immunity from arrest, hindi immunity from suit.
Yes, sir. I understand, sir. Pero sir, yung RA 9851, that's our local law
Crimes
on
against
traffic.
humanity.
Crimes against humanity.
That might be a good reference point kasi that sets the punishment for crimes against humanity at 12 years, which is double yung 6-year cutoff.
Correct.
Minimum
Pero
yun,
hindi
minimum.
naman natin alam kung ang lalabasan ng kanilang confirmation ng charges, kung sino yung particular na alam mo, tawag na ko perpetrator. Pero hindi natin alam yung degree ng kanilang participation.
okay.
What
Degree
if
of
accessory lang
participation.
pala, di ba?
That's
What
true.
if accessory lang pala at mas mababa sa 6 years o 6 years or below yung penalty. So, pwedeng ma-invoke yung ating constitution. Kasi remember, hindi lang batas ito constitution. In the same manner, na constitution din ang pinagbabasihan doon sa akin sinabi na yung Article 3, Section 2 na inviolable yung ating yung rights ng mga Pilipino sa kanilang security from searches, pati yung pagkatao nila, yung warrant of arrest, at nakalagay doon yung warrant shall issue after ng ma-determine ng judge. I suppose yung judge na nire-refer doon, local judge, hindi foreign judge. So, sa aking pananaw, at ito hindi ko naman sariling opinion. Ako kasi pagka na-interview at alam ko yung topic, yung subject matter, nagkukonsulta ako sa nakakaalam. At hindi lang basta nakakaalam, yung medyo may expertise doon sa field o kung ano yung batas yun, diba, sa Constitution, nagsasangguni ako para alam ko yung sasabihin ko. Meron akong kumpiyansa sa sinasabi ko na hindi akin ang opinion. Ito'y nanggaling sa even some retired justices na kaibigan ko, nagtatanong ako. Ngayon, itong sinabi ko na kailangang i-course through sa local court pag dumating yung ICC warrant, no? Ang hindi ibig sabihin nito, yung merit ng kaso kasi hindi naman alam ng judge kung ano yung particulars, ano? Pero at least mag-i-issue ng corresponding order. Ito yung opinion na nakuha ko. Dapat mag-issue ng corresponding order yung local judge para ma-implement. Before the implementation or the execution of the warrant of arrest, kailangan merong corresponding order from the local court. Ganon din ang mga summonses, ano? Kapag ang foreign court nag-issue ng summons, halimbawa merong civil case o criminal case na nakapile sa Amerika o saan man dako ng mundo, labas ng Pilipinas, hindi basta-basta yun pwedeng i-serve na diretso sa respondent. Idadanin mo na ito sa local court para sila yung magbibigyan ng corresponding order na para ma-implement yung summons. Remember, hindi para mag-issue ng warrant of arrest, no? But merong ibang legal views dito na kailangan din pakialaman daw ng local court. I-determine nila kung sa standard ng local court merong probable cause. But I'm not going there. Ang sinasabi ko lang, dahil may sarili tayong korte, may sarili tayong konstitusyon, at hindi naman extradition ang tig-usapan, maliwanag yun. Kung extradition, state to state, kailangan talaga ng korte. Umabot pa nga sa Court Suprema yan. Remember yung kay Mark Jimenez? Umabot yan sa Supreme Court, no? Bago siya nag-surrender. Extradition yon. Pero in this case, ICC na hindi naman state to state, kung hindi international court, pero dapat meron pa rin paggalang, pagsasaalang-alang sa ating local court para man lang mag-issue ng corresponding order yung local court to implement. Kasi hindi naman pwede mag-implement ng warrant of arrest ang Interpol. Dadaan sila sa NBI o kaya sa PNP. Eh yung NBI sa PNP, susunod sila sa utos ng korte natin dito, hindi sa utos ng korte ng ibang bansa o ng international court.
This is where I think there's a bit of a difference in opinion, Senator
Correct.
Lacson. Kasi
Correct.
there are
May mga
also other
contrasting legal views. Correct yun, tama.
there are also other legal experts, for example, si Dean Mel Santamaria of FEU, who say that the
Yeah, nabasa ko yun.
1987 Constitution is clear that the Philippines, because we subscribe to the Rome Statute, that we adopt the generally accepted principles of international law as part of the land. So, kung saan nag-apply ang international law, we have absorbed it as part of the constitutional law of the land as well. And the reason I think
Regina,
that there is so
Regina,
much
we're not
criticism.
comparing international law. Sorry, no? We're not comparing international law sa ating local law.
No, yeah.
Kino-compare natin ang international law sa constitution natin. Mas supreme ang ating constitution. Kasi remember yung treaty,
Yeah.
no, na signatory tayo, is a law. Kasi niraratify yan ng Senate. So yung treaty or law must be subservient to the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Anyway, kaya ito may discussion kasi wala tayong legal president.
But
Ano to
sir,
eh?
sir, I think the reason that you have copped a lot of criticism on it is because it is being seen as you
I know.
protecting your colleagues instead of abiding by the Constitution.
No.
Even
I'm not
Malacanang.
protecting my colleagues.
Go ahead, sir.
What I'm protecting, ang pinoproteksyonan ko yung legal processes natin, yung Constitution, hindi yung aking mga colleagues. I want to make that
Pero,
clear. Kasi
Senator-
yun ang ginawang pambato sa akin eh. Ang ginawang pambato sa akin, pinoproteksyonan ko yung mga colleagues ko. Alam mo kung tutusin for practical reasons, kung practical reasons at hindi Constitution pag-usapan, ano to kung selfish, mas gusto ko nga mabawasan yung minority para secured yung leadership ni Tito Sen eh. Pero that's not what I'm fighting for. What I'm fighting for is the Constitution based on my consultation with the legal experts na nakakaalam sa Constitution. Hindi ako abogado kaya nagkukonsulta ako. So gusto ko lang clarify yun. But, you know, at the proper time, at the end of the day, it is only the Supreme Court that can interpret yung constitutional provision kung nag-a-apply ba ito doon sa warrant of arrest ng ICC. Remember, wala pa tayong previous case na ganyan eh. So, ano to? Unang-unang kaso to, remember si Senator Bato, dumulog siya sa Korte Suprema. Pinitisyon niya, kinukwestiyon niya yung warrant of arrest. Ang sabi ng Korte Suprema, hindi kami pwede mag-rule kasi walang cause of action. Kasi wala pa namang warrant.
Wala
So
pang arrest.
premature. Yes. So walang ruling ng Supreme Court sa merito o sa interpretasyon ng Constitution. Ang sinabi ng Supreme Court, hintayin muna natin magka-warrant, may cause of action, may justiciable reason para mag-rule kami. So if it comes to that, no, na dumating yung warrant of arrest, I think this is a good case para matahimik na lahat yung mga contrasting legal opinion. At isa na lang yung iiral na
Oo
legal
nga.
opinion, yun yung sa Supreme Court. I'm not saying that I'm
Senator,
correct,
alam ko,
but I will not also concede na tama si Dean Santamaria or any lawyer for that matter because hindi pa nga nakakapag-rule ang Supreme Court.
So you just want precedents on it to set the record straight once and for all para klaro na moving forward.
Correct. Hindi ko sinasabi na tama ako, hindi ko rin mako-concede na tama sila kasi wala pang ang legal precedent.
Senator, I know it's a different case, no? Ang ini-invoke kasi ng Malacanang, yung commitment natin sa Interpol. And I know nung panahon ninyo, you were a former national police chief. Iba naman yung mga kaso. Pero alam ko meron na tayong mga cases na we had to cooperate with Interpol regarding yung mga yan ang mga ganyan na may inaaresto through the Interpol. Ano yung experience niyo noon? I know it's different no dahil hindi naman ICC yon. Pero nung police kayo, ano yung ginagawa natin kapag ganyang merong arrest warrant na idinadaan sa Interpol?
Wala akong natatandaan during my time na merong kaso na idinulog ang Interpol para arestuhin ang isang Pilipino na merong warrant of arrest na nanggaling sa ibang bansa. Especially
Yung foreigner, yung
or particularly sa ICC.
Yung mga terrorist, wala bang ganon? Terrorist suspects?
Wala akong nare-recall during my time. Kasi kung merong ganyang halimbawa, I'm sure dumulog na rin sa court yun para ma-question. Kaya nga first impression ito eh. Kaya interesting na magkaroon ng ganyang situation. No, hindi ko naman pinapanalangin na labasan sila ng warrant of arrest kasi hindi pa naman final. Ang aking pagkaintindi again ito sarili ko lang na pananaw, yung conference nila, yung confirmation of charges, parang siguro ito yung nagte-take ng form of judicial determination of probable cause. Sa akin palagay lang.
Yes, sir.
Ang sa atin kasi, hindi na nagkakaroon ng open court hearing. Minsan nagkakaroon din kung hinihingi ng respondent. Ano? Pero ang practice sa atin, kapag nag-file ng information ang DOJ o kaya ang ombudsman, binibigyan yung korte ng time para i-determine niya hindi final yung probable cause ng prosecutor. Dati kasi during my time, nung nasa law enforcement ako, basta nag-file ng information ang prosecutor, automatic nag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest. Pati yung recommendation na no bail, with bail. Pero ngayon, nagkaroon ng pagbabago yon. Merong second layer, second level, na maski merong finding of probable cause ang prosecutor, dinidetermine pa rin ng judge, ng court. Yun nga yung judicial determination of probable cause. So yung kina Senator Bato, Senator Go, palagay ko lang yung February 23 na yung parang conference, yung confirmation ng charges, I think yun ay tatalakay nila kung sufficient ba yung ebidensya na pinresenta ng prosecutors ng ICC para makapag-issue ng warrant of arrest ang ICC as a court.
Sir, sorry, another legal question. Maligalig ang mga bagay na legal eh. Anong pinagkaiba po ng kaso ng pag-surrender kay dating Pangulong Duterte sa Interpol doon sa maaring pag-surrender kay Bato de la Rosa at kay Bongo? Kung sakali man na mayroong arrest warrant, what would be the difference there? Kasi in the case of the former president, nag-file nga ng habeas corpus petitions yung mga anak na hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin gumagalaw. And 10 months already. And that might be an indicator as well of the temper of the Supreme Court as far as the urgency of that petition was concerned.
Ang difference, wala rin kasi kinu-question nga yun, kaya lang walang ruling. At yun naman, hindi dinaan sa korte, no? Diniretso siya sa The Hague. Diba? Nilipad nga siya. So, nag-file ng hindi lang habeas corpus, nag-file ng petition, yung mga lawyers siya, kaya na hindi umabot. So, ang tawag ng mga abogado ron, moot and academic. At ang totoo niyan, maski papano, ang sabi naman ng ICC, maski ano pang means, ano pa yung manner na dinala sa kanila yung kanilang inisyo ng warrant of arrest. Ano yun
Correct.
They don't mind. They don't care. Maski illegal, maski kininap, dinala doon, they acquired jurisdiction.
Now, I get what you mean, sir. Yung TRO nga, hindi naman talaga umabot So that's already moot and academic as far as that's concerned. Pero the habeas corpus is still pending and it's been 10 months So, yun nga, it might be an indicator as well of how urgent the Supreme Court looks at it.
Tingnan natin muna yung realidad. Kung si Pangulong Duterte na andito, pwedeng mag-rule sa habeas corpus petition. Ang problema, halimbawa nag-rule ang Supreme Court.
Okay, implementation.
Na ginrant yung habeas
Hindi
corpus
naman siya
petition. Paano ibabalik dito? Hindi parang hindi siya implementable. Hindi enforceable. Even mag-grant. So siguro, yun na rin ang dahilan kung bakit hindi nag-rule ang Korte Suprema. Pero kung magkaroon tayo ng halimbawang kaso ngayon na halimbawa nahuli, ano lang to, no? Kumbaga nagtiteorize lang tayo. Nahuli halimbawa si Senator Bato. And before madala siya sa The Hague, nagpetition ng habeas corpus dahil hindi idinaan sa korte, magkakaroon ng ruling ang Supreme Court. Dahil nandito pa si Senator Bato. Halimbawa, kinulong siya sa NBI at hindi pa siya nadadala sa The Hague. So physically, wala pa siya sa custody ng ICC. Tapos nagpetition ng habeas corpus, I think the Supreme Court can still rule and order the NBI, no, para kung igagarant ang petition
Mm.
para i-produce yung body ni Senator Bato.
Hindi ka ba kinokontak ni Senator Bato?
Kaya
Kahit
nga
feelers man lang.
Oo nga eh.
Hindi.
Senator?
Nakausap namin yung anak niya, yung
Oo.
nasa staff niya.
Oo.
Pero
Oo.
yun lang. Pero sinabi ko nga kung makokontak at lahat, gano'n.
So-
Hindi ko alam kung nakokontak.
Pero wala
Sila
siyang
rin,
message
hirap din
sa inyo
silang
na-
kumontak daw eh.
Wala siyang message na gusto na niyang bumalik sa Senate? Anything like that?
Wala whatsoever. Talagang invisible siya. Ang pinarating lang namin sa anak niya, maski wala si Senator Bato, wala kaming reason para isara yung opisina niya at hindi sumweldo yung mga staff niya.
How long can that go on for though, Senator Lacson?
I
mean, mukhang-
for as long as senador siya. Kasi alam nyo, pati di ba yung iba nagmumungkahi na mag-special election daw sakaling mawala yung mga ibang kasama namin. No?
Oo.
Specific naman yung pag-call ng special election. One, pag hindi pa expire yung term. Of course, hindi pa expire yung terms nila, di ba? Pangalawa, kung namatay, hindi naman sila namatay. Pangatlo, kung may conviction, final conviction. Ibig sabihin, wala nang pag-asang bumalik kasi na-convict na. Pero in the meantime na walang final conviction, hindi na-affirm. When I say final, ito yung in-affirm ng Supreme Court.
Mm.
Pagkatapos hindi naman sila namatay, hindi nga lang sila makapag-perform ng kanilang tungkulin. So, hindi pwedeng tumawag ng special election given the circumstances.
He's also not voting on the bills, no? He's not participating at all in legislative
Hindi
functions.
oo. Kung
Hindi ba
kung
pwedeng
nominal,
considered yun na
talaga hindi sila makaboto.
incapacitated? Hindi ba pwedeng consideration na
hindi ba yung
incapacitated?
Iba yung physical incapacity eh. Yun yung utak na nasira na ulo o kaya physically incapacitated.
Oo
no?
nga eh.
Hindi siguro yun ang definition na incapacitated. Inability lang para mag-attend ng session at saka inability para bumoto kung nominal. Remember kung nominal kasi kung mag-didoboche kami, ano lang. Actually, nakapag-file siya ng bill eh. Pwede sila mag-file ng bill using e-signature. Inaalaw naman yon.
Oo.
So, he's still performing.
Yes, sir. Nakapag-file siya ng bill lately?
I'm not sure, but he can.
Okay.
Padala niya yung
Nakapag-file siya ng
e-signature.
bill.
Kaya nga, he can, but I don't think he has kasi he also didn't participate in the budget process last year, di ba?
Yeah, he was supposed to to head the debate
Defense
on the defense
committee.
issues eh.
So many of your
Yeah.
the minority bloc's members are under duress right now, Senator Lacson, no? I mean, to put it mildly. So many of them are facing charges, if not related to the flood control investigation, then related to the war on drugs. Has there been any efforts to reach out to the majority bloc to for help? Meron na ba nagsasend po ng feelers? Any requests for assistance from you guys in the majority bloc?
Yes. Actually, kami nag-o-offer na kung ano yung matutulong within legal means, gagawin namin. Kasi kasamahan namin sila eh. Kung ano may tutulong, but within legal limits. Hindi po pwedeng we violate. Halimbawa, Senator Bato, kung yung immunity from arrest, pwede namin tigasan yon kung eligible siya, kung qualified siya under the Constitution. Halimbawa rin, kung halimbawang yung mga ibang kasama namin, kung ano yung may tutulong, siyempre, as the leader of the Senate, hindi naman leader lang si Senate President Soto na majority eh. Yun lang ang bumoto sa kanya. When he was elected as Senate President, leader siya ng buong Senado eh. So, obligasyon niya na tulungan lahat yung mga kasama namin. But may limit yun, di ba? Within legal limits.
So, sir, what are the options then? What are the options on the table for you to consider in looking at Bato's situation and possibly Bongo's?
Yung sinasabi pala ni Senator Risa na while Congress is in session, hindi papayagan pa aresto. Kasi I remember, si Senate President Soto, kinukwento nung Senate President si Jubito Salonga. Aarestuhin noon si Senator Enrile. Dahil ang kaso niya, di ba, yung rebellion.
Rebellion complex
Yung,
murder.
I think after the 89 ko ba yan? Anyway,
Rebellion complex
to
murder.
cut the long story short, nasa session noon, merong session, actual session, nasa plenaryo. Dumating ngayon yung mag-aresto sabi ni Senate President Salonga, hindi nyo pwedeng arestuin, hindi ko bibigay sa inyo. Igalang yun. Pero that's out of respect to the institution.
Yes, sir.
Pero pagkatapos ng session on that day, pwede nyo arestuhin. But not in the session hall. Yun siguro yun ang sinasite sa amin, kinukwento ni Senate President Soto, na assuming na yung mga kasama namin, nagse-session kami, darating yung pulis, papasukin yan la session hall, hindi kami papayag. Hintayin nyo mag-adjourn yung session. Maski hindi pa sinidye, nag-adjourn yung session for the day, at about more than 6 years yung penalty niya na hindi covered ng immunity from arrest, arrestin nyo after the session.
Sir, para lang malino, sorry, medyo nagkagulo-gulo yung definition.
Senator Soto.
Yes, sir. Sir, para lang malino kasi nagkagulo yung definition ng adjournment dun sa session days dun sa Supreme Court ruling. You're talking about hanggang masuspend ng session or ma-adjourn ng session talaga. Kasi ibang adjournment, di ba? Suspension is pwedeng, and the end of the day is suspended and then you guys have to go home.
Yan natin, pag-iwalay natin Yung sinasabi kong experience kay Senator Andile na hindi pinaresto ni Senate President Salonga, actual yung session sa session hall.
Opo.
Ayaw niyang papasukin yung mga pulis
Opo.
sa loob ng session hall. Ang sinasabi niya, hintayin niyo kami mag-adjourn for the day, pwede niyo arestuhin, wag dito sa loob ng session hall. Kasi pinoprotektahan niya yung institution. Iba naman yung adjournment sinidye at saka yung adjournment na magre-recess lang. That's another definition ng adjournment. Sa aming pananaw sa ngayon, pananaw din to Senate President Soto, ang definition ng adjournment ng session, yung matatapos yung first regular session namin, this could be in June or May or whatever. Halimbawa sa June, nagsinidya kami dahil papasok na kami doon sa second regular session. Yun ang isang definition. Ang isang definition naman, yung nag-adjourn kasi magse-session uli, di ba ang nagsisignal ng session ng Senate, yung SONA? Magsosona si Presidente Marcos sa July 2027. So pwede rin interpret na nag-adjourn kami na mahaba, di ba, pa sinidye, hintayin namin yung opening ng Congress for the following year. Pero in this case, kasi ano na yon, ibang regular, kasi tatlo kaming regular sessions 3 years kasi
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ayun, wala palang conflict doon. Sorry, Ed, na napagkamalayan ko yung ibang Congress, sa ibang Congress pala siya. Pero yung sinidya, tama yon. Pag nag-adjourn kami sa first regular session, which is between July 2025 hanggang June 2026, sinidya adjournment yon. Walang session yung Congress. Kasi papasok kami sa second regular session sa July, third week of July 2027 o 2026. So yun, nag-adjourn kami. So walang session ng Congress. So maski covered ng immunity from arrest, pwedeng arestuhin. Dahil nga nag-adjourn na yung Congress, yung first regular session.
By the end of the regular session, ibig sabihin by June or July pa. Is that what you're saying? That's
June.
So in other words,
mag-break kami ng June
so sir, let me just make sure that I'm getting this right. So what you're saying is kung sakali maghigpit ang Senado, ang chamber, at and if I got you right then, parang ito yung gustong napupuso ang definisyon ni Senate President Tito Soto. Hindi ipapa-aresto si Bato hanggang hindi matapos itong regular session, which is by the end of June. Tama ho ba?
Yes, if I recall it correctly, ganoon ang kanyang pananaw.
So that's several months down the road.
Adjournment ang pinag-uusapan. So halimbawang nag-session break kami nitong March 20. Kasi meron kaming schedule na ito yung parang IPU break ito or what. March 20 break kami So hindi pa sinidya yon. Naka-break lang kami. Babalik kami ng I think May 4. So from May 4 hanggang June, kung kailan yung sinidya namin, para papasok na kami sa second regular session sa third week of July, yun yung sinidya adjournment. Na kung saan hindi na valid yung immunity from arrest sa mga kasong 6 years and below ang penalty.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, there's a Supreme Court decision ng Philippines versus Halosos in 2000, which is much later than the case of Senate President Joby Salonga barring the arrest of Enrile. And in that Supreme Court case, ang sinabi ng Supreme Court, mahalaga yung 6 years na definition kung saan malalaman mo kung ikaw ay immune o hindi. In other words, very limited ang immunity ng legislator, especially with the 6 years jail term. So, yun po yung inimpose ng Supreme Court in year 2000.
Walang argument doon. Klaro yun eh. Sinabi ko kanina, 6 years and below, walang immunity. Yun ang sinasabi ng
No
Supreme Court
immunity.
in the case of Palusos. Remember ang kaso ni Congressman Alusos? Capital offense eh.
Yes, sir.
Reclusion
Statutory rape.
perpetua kasi rape eh, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Statutory rape.
Yes, sir.
So hindi covered ng immunity yung kaso na mahigit sa 6 years ang penalty, ang
Yes, sir.
imprisonment.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying,
tama
sir,
yung Supreme Court doon.
Yes, sir. What I'm
Very
saying, sir,
strict sa 6 years and below
Yes,
yung
sir.
definition ng immunity. Tama sila ron.
Apo. What I'm saying, sir, is basically the Supreme Court said na if you're beyond the 6 years, whether in session or not, you are not immune.
Oo nga.
No. Pag 6 years and 1 day, up to 12 years, hindi ka talaga immune.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
hindi nga
Whether
immune.
you're in session or not, you are not immune. So that's what.
Yes. Correct. Ang immunity from arrest, pagka cases involving imprisonment or penalty na 6 years and below lang. Walang
Kaya nga.
pinag-uusapan na immunity
Yan ang
pagka more
sinasabi
than
niya.
6 years. Oo nga.
Pero Senator,
Nag-agree naman tayo doon.
di ba
Wala
dapat...
wala tayong argument doon. Ganun din ang
Oo.
sinabi ko kanina. Walang immunity from arrest basta 6 years, mahigit 6 years, ang penalty. Ang nagsiset-in lang yung immunity from arrest based on the
Oo.
constitutional provision kapag 6 years and below.
Senator, ang pagkakaintindi ng ibang tao, yung immunity from arrest yung physically in session kayo. Tapos paglabas dun sa pwede nang arestuhin. Mali ba yung ganung perception? Basta lumabas sa
Well,
Senado, pwede nang arestuhin.
ang
Merong
sinasabi,
ganung iniisip mga tao.
Maliwanag naman yung when Congress is in session. Ang session ng
Oo.
Congress, hindi naman sinabing
Hindi yung
when
physical
session
in
is adjourned
session.
eh. Hindi naman sinasabing when session is adjourned eh.
Oo.
When Congress is in session.
Oo nga.
Iba yung when session of Congress is adjourned kaysa doon sa when Congress is in session. Magkaiba yun.
Okay.
Doon sa impeachment case kasi, di ba? May bagong
Nako,
definition na
nako,
calendar days with
Iniisip
session.
ng mga tao
Halimbawa.
di ba?
Halimbawa, sinabi ng Constitution, when
Sige.
session is adjourned, sinabi ng Constitution, may immunity from arrest kung ang penalty 6 years and below when session is adjourned. Iba yon.
Oo.
Kada adjournment, pwedeng arestuhin. Pero sinabi ng Constitution, when Congress is in session. So, pag-uusapan natin, kailan nag-adjourn ang session ng Congress?
Oo. I feel like we could debate
day-to-day
the...
adjournment.
Oo.
Yeah?
I feel like we could debate the legality of this for a long time.
In secularum.
May element of public opinion din here, no, Senator? And the general perception
Hindi.
right now is that...
Regina, sorry kapag Constitution ang pag-uusapan, walang public opinion.
No. Yes, I know.
Kasi sabi nga natin,
because the idea is, to put it crudely, what it looks like now is that the upper chamber is protecting its own members at the expense of accountability, right? So doesn't it also cause the Senate to lose some moral authority and also public trust if you carry on with this?
No, if we violate the Constitution or we violate the law of the land, yun ang talagang walang patawad. Wala na tayo pag-uusapan. Pero we are just complying with the provision of the Constitution, which is the fundamental law of the land. At paliwanag ang sabi doon na may immunity from arrest, hindi lang ang senador, kundi pati congressmen, pag ang penalty again. 6 years and below, at
6
saka
years.
when Congress is in session. Wala namang ibang interpretation dun eh.
Correct.
Wala tayong binabiolate, wala tayong moral ascendancy na nawawala. Pag nagpapalo tayo ng Constitution,
But now you have to define kung ano yung session, ano?
yes.
Oo. Di ba pwedeng guidance doon yung ano, yung... Kasi nung impeachment ni Vice President, sinabi ni Chis Escudero, hindi kayo pwedeng magtuloy-tuloy ng trial kasi hindi kayo in session dahil nangangampanya. Pwede bang guidance yun?
Iba yung
Diba?
immunity from arrest kesa doon sa impeachment eh. Ibang definition eh.
Hindi kasi
Kaya nga
pinag-usapan
ako
natin yung session eh. Di ba?
Hindi,
Sabi
ganito.
mo, you will
Ganito
define the
lang, ano?
session eh. Di ba?
Ganito lang ating sundan na panuntunan, ano? Nag-rule ang Supreme Court tungkol doon. No? Ako, ang parating sinusunod ko, whether right or wrong, nag-agree man ako hindi, pag nag-rule ang Supreme Court, it becomes part of the law of the land. And who can argue with the so-called gods of Padre Paura? So, mag-agree ka man o hindi, sa tingin mo naman mali o tama, sumunod tayo kasi yun ang ruling ng Supreme Court. Oo.
Sige.
This is a debate that we keep going over and over again on this show.
May isang
Kasi
retired God doon, no?
they are gods of Padre
Meron tayong
Paura, but you know, they're also susceptible to public
Yeah.
opinion, right? Public perception.
Tama.
Even the gods have feet of clay.
Even the gods have feet of clay. Senator, okay, so we'll leave that topic kasi, again, all of this is hypothetical kasi number one, wala pang arrest warrants, and number two, you haven't even convened in the Senate to talk about this. So let me move on to the flood control investigation. Ano na pong nangyari dun sa draft committee report that caused a lot of kerfuffle a few weeks ago?
Yeah, naka-route na ito, binigyan namin silang ng tigit isang kopya. Hindi ito yung route na isa-isang pinapadala sa mga opisina. Kasi nadala kami last time, nag-leak yung draft na partial report. Ginawa namin para traceable din kung saang opisina mag-leak. Bawat isa, binigyan namin ng kopya na pipirmahan nila. Sa kanila namin i-consolidate kung makakagather ng 11 signatures. Para ma-file na sa masubmit sa bills and index, para maisama na sa ordinary business. Para ma-report out ko na, nagdadraft na ako ng sponsorship speech in case na makuha yung 11 signatures or more, para sponsor ko na sa floor, para magdebate na kami.
This version of your bill, how is it different from the draft committee report? Sorry, not bill, the report. This version of the report, may kakaiba po
Saka
ba?
yung nag-leak,
Oo, doon sa na-leak na
sa
version.
nag-leak, walang substantive na revision doon. Ang binago lang doon, yung isa, no, yung significant pero hindi substantive. Yung salat na recommended for filing of charges, pinalitan namin ng recommended for preliminary investigation, which amounts to the same thing, ano? Kasi yung kaya lang gawin ng Blue Ribbon Committee o ng Senado, mag-recommend ng preliminary investigation to be conducted by the DOJ and or ombudsman as the case may be, you know? Hindi kami pwedeng mag-recommenda ng filing of charges sa court. Kinlarify lang namin yon kasi nagkaroon ng misunderstanding na pagka-filing of charges, sa layman nga naman, ang intindi, sasampa na ng Senado sa korte. Kaya pinalitan namin yung phrase na yon. Sa halip na filing of charges, ginawa namin preliminary investigation. Pero ganun din ang ibig sabihin, yun din ang substance. Kasi hindi naman kami talaga pwedeng mag-recommenda sa korte. Only the DOJ at saka ombudsman ang pwede lang mag-recommenda sa korte.
Isn't that a big step down, Senator? I mean, preliminary investigation
Hindi,
sounds
hindi.
benign. Recommended for filing of charges is a lot more serious.
No, Regina, sorry. Specific yung preliminary investigation. Mas nilagay namin yung for filing of charges, ang pupuntahan din nun, preliminary investigation. Hindi pwedeng, kasi ang pwede lang mag-file ng information sa court, DOJ at saka ombudsman. Nasa mandate nila kasi sila yung prosecutor.
Yeah.
Ang Senado, mas mababa pa nga kami sa NBI saka sa police kasi kami in aid of legislation, kaya lang sa mandate ng Blue Ribbon Committee, merong portion doon and investigation. Hindi lamang yung in aid of inquiry in aid of legislation and investigation. Meron pang ganon. So doon sa aspeto na yun, pwede kami mag-recommend ng
Yes.
filing of charges
Oo.
or preliminary investigation. Pero pareho rin ang meaning nun.
No, of course, we understand only
Senator.
the DOJ and the Ombudsman can act on it. Pero I'm just wondering whether there was pressure to change the language because preliminary investigation.
No pressure. No pressure. Ano na yun, suggestion ng ibang kasama ko na baka ang dating daw sa mga kababayan natin, pag filing of charges, inaakusahan na yung mga kasama namin sa korte, which is a level higher than preliminary investigation. Pero ang ibig sabihin pa rin noon, kasi hindi naman kami pwedeng mag-usurp ng function ng DOJ at saka ng Ombudsman. So maski pinalitan namin ng preliminary investigation, yung filing of charges, preliminary investigation pa rin yun. Walang kaibahan yun.
Pero sir, but in the past, the Blue Ribbon Committee would at times recommend the filing of charges, if I recall correctly.
Semantics lang, Ed. Ano na yan? Choice of words lang, pero pareho rin ang meaning. Pareho rin intention, pareho intention. Pero it could be interpreted in two ways, ano?
And wala naman names na natanggal doon sa committee report from the leaked version.
Wala naman, wala. Yung pa rin. Oh. Kasi guided kami by evidence eh. Nireview namin na nireview. At saka hindi ako yung mismong nag-review. Guidance lang sa akin. Be guided by evidence. Hindi pwede rito yung merong personal consideration. So my lawyers, doon sa staff ko, plus yung General Counsel ng Blue Ribbon Committee, who used to be the Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon and Special Prosecutor during the time of Ombudsman Conchita Capi Morales, si Gerard Mosquera. So very competent. Ano to? Bad pleasure pa nga ito eh. So wala akong duda na pag-aaralan niya mabuti ito at tama based on my guidance na walang personal consideration. Basta kumbaga sa Department of Justice, naka-blindfold kayo. Tingnan nyo lang ebidensya. Doon lang nakatuon yung mata nyo sa ebidensya. At yun ang lumabas. And ako naman,
Senator,
since I'm the chairman, I will take full responsibility sa kanilang ginawa na
Oo.
report.
Senator, nakailan na kayong signature so far? Mga ilang araw na rin yan, di ba?
Hindi ko pa naman monitor bukas, malalaman ko kasi bukas yung session namin. Pero may mga nag-indicate na with reservation, will amend, will interpolate, napipirma raw sila. At least sa majority group. And we're 15.
Oo.
No?
So,
Pero yung
15.
Senate President, kasi hindi na nagpipirma yung Senate President ng committee report.
14.
14 yung, kaya baka maluwag yung 11. Ngayon, kung hindi pipirma yung mga kasamahan ko, hindi ako mga 11 signatures, then there is no committee report. Ang totoo niyan, mas magang ang trabaho ko. Wala akong i-defend sa floor.
So you're confident that na maluwag ang
Yeah.
11. You will get that number.
Kaya. Oo, kaya.
I think so. Kasi nung nag-caucus kami, nung unang diniscuss namin, nag-express sila ng mga concerns nila tungkol doon sa mga words na ginamit. Pero sa akin, sinabi ko rin sa kanila, meron akong bottom line, may baseline ako dito. Kung babaguhin natin yung substance, I'm not willing to sponsor it. Maghanap kayo ng ibang mag-sponsor. Kasi I cannot defend something which I don't believe in.
Okay. We will leave that there. We've talked to you for nearly an hour now, so we'll let you get some rest. Thank you so much for talking to us and
Alam mo,
explain.
Regina
Thank you,
and Amip, para sa mga
Happy
hindi
New Year,
abogado,
Senator.
para sa mga hindi lawyers, para tayong
Oo nga, pareho tayo.
ewan.
mga hindi tayo
Para
learned.
tayong ewan.
Hindi naman ganun, sir. We're trying our best, right, to
Yes, sir.
translate it
Yeah,
to
we're trying our best.
the general audience.
And we consult naman eh.
Yes, sir. Tsaka sir,
Oh, we have to communicate to the
Oh,
layman, Senator.
you don't want to leave
Yeah,
discussion
correct.
flow
Oo.
only to lawyers eh. Kasi you have,
Babaliktarin ka.
you have to involve the
Sisigilin
layman.
tayo na mahal maningil yung mga abogado.
Okay.
Hindi, tsaka ano
To
eh,
interpret.
nagkukonsult naman tayo sa mga lawyers na nakakaalam,
Yeah, of
di ba?
course.
Bago
Oo.
tayo magsalita.
Exactly.
I'm sure kayo ganun din eh.
Okay.
Bago kayo magtanong,
Oo,
nagkukonsult
syempre.
kayo sa mga lawyers
Oo.
na hindi naniningil ng attorney's fees kasi kaibigan
Mahal,
natin.
oo, mahal yun, no? Mahal.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Senate President
Thank you,
Pro
sir.
Tempore Ping Lacson.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You are watching StoryCon on One News. We just need to take a very quick break, but we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
This is the Story Conference Group or the StoryCon Group.
We've got developing news in the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon, the Story Conference. I'm Ed Lingao.
And I'm Regina Lay. Still with us, Amy Pamintuan of the Philippine Star.
Let's bring in our second guest this Lunar New Year. Talagang Lunar New Year. Former Supreme Court
nga, no?
Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio. Sir, magandang hapon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi,
Good
Justice.
afternoon. Good afternoon to our viewers.
Yes, sir. Sir, let me start off with this. The debate, the proposed debate. Is there any update there? And then from there we can go to treason and then to other issues like effective occupation.
Well,
debate first.
Yeah, he said he accepts the debate pero binago na yung topic, no? So, I think we have to go back to why we're having this issue. Sabi niya, there is no such thing as a West Philippine Sea. So yun na lang dapat pag-usapan namin. Is there such a thing as a West Philippine Sea? Secondly, sabi niya, we have 4 islands in the KIG that are outside the exclusive economic zone. We cannot claim them. So the issue should be, can we claim islands of the
Outside.
Kalanayan group outside the EEZ? Yun na lang, simple na lang. Kasi
Yes, sir.
iba-iba yung gusto niya, iba yung sa akin. So let's just focus on why are we having this debate, or this discussion, no?
Oh, sorry, sir.
Justice, I think we lost your line a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yun.
Okay lang.
So, I think we have to go back to the basic why we have this discussion. Ang sabi niya, there is no such thing as a West Philippine Sea.
Yeah.
So, I take the position that we have a West Philippine Sea. It exists. Tapos second, sabi niya, may 4 tayo na isla sa KIG na outside our EEZ. Because of that, because they're outside, we cannot claim. So, simple lang. Can we claim islands of the KIG outside our
Outside, yes,
EEZ?
sir.
So, para simple lang, no? Para yun ang maintindihan ng mga, all the people.
Sir, you're okay with that?
Yeah.
You're okay with that?
that was the
With those
original-
two.
I think that was
With those
the...
two. Kasi he proposed, so let's go back
Yeah.
to
The basics.
lumalayo Kasi katulad sabi niya na he will charge me with treason. Sabi ko wala namang treason sa batas during peacetime. Sabi niya, hindi ko na ikaw i-charge ng treason. I pronounce you guilty of treason. He wants to be the complainant, judge, the complainant, prosecutor, and judge rolled into one. So how can you have a intelligent debate with somebody like this, no? So we have to have certain basic rules. Ano bang pinag-uusapan natin?
Sir, just a little bit of context. Did you know Senator Marcoleta before, or have you two met? Or you don't know each other at all?
No, I know he was a party list member of the House for a long time, but I haven't personally met him.
Sir, so those 2 points do sound workable kasi I suppose that's easy for people to understand. First, kung meron talaga West Philippine Sea. Pangalawa, is it possible for a country to claim a structure ba tawag doon?
Islands.
Claim something
Territorial sea.
outside of your EEZ, which I think is
Yeah.
also pretty easy rin to answer. But sir, can you elaborate on the second one? Yung being outside the EEZ, what are
Kasi
yes sir.
Sabi niya, why are we claiming islands outside of their EEZ?
Yes,
There
sir.
are 4 islands.
Like Pagasa.
So let's debate. Can a country claim islands outside of its EEZ? Kasi that will be the issue, no?
Yes, sir. Sir, you mentioned kasi I got correspondence from you through Mike Santillan. Kasi there have been some people who have been arguing, for example, J. Batong Bakal, that effective occupation, at least in our case, is already effective and therefore we can clearly claim to Pagasa Island. But you
There's
also
a-
mentioned as well the Clipperton case and the Eastern Greenland case, 1931 and 1933. Could you explain that a bit?
Yeah, well, the first case is the Islas Palmas, no, 1928. The issue there was who has sovereignty over Islas Palmas. Spain, although this was case arose during the American regime, whether Spain, by mere discovery of Islas Palmas, acquired sovereignty, or whether it was the Dutch in Indonesia who had a treaty with the locals. 700 people lived in Islas Palmas at the time, who pledged allegiance to the Netherlands, recognized the Netherlands as their sovereign. So the ruling was the discovery alone is not sufficient to acquire sovereignty. You must exercise peaceful and continuous display of sovereignty. And it was the Dutch that Pero Islas Palmas is a inhabited area. There were about 700 people. And the arbiter said, I am deciding this case this way because Islas Palmas is inhabited. This is different from an uninhabited island. But he did not explain that. Now, the next case is Clipperton Island, 1931. And in that case, Clipperton Island is totally uninhabited, uninhabitable. So it was first claimed by France, and about 19 years later, Mexico claimed it, so they submitted it to arbitration. And the ruling was, if it is uninhabited, and you are the first country to claim it, there are no other claimants, your title becomes complete right away. Because you cannot go
Walang
to the
kalaban.
island and then ask the turtles and crabs to sign a Pledge of Allegiance. So, ganyan din nangyari sa Eastern Greenland. In the 1700s, Denmark claimed the entire Greenland, pero napakalamig doon sa eastern part. They did not colonize the eastern part. They colonized the warmer areas, the western part. Later on, Norway claimed the eastern part. So they agreed to submit it to arbitration. Sabi ng court, when Denmark claimed it in the 1700s, they populated only the warmer areas. They were not required to colonize the uninhabitable places, the very cold places where humans cannot live, because the law will not require you to do the impossible. Therefore, even if they did not actually colonize those parts, they still acquired sovereignty. So that is the ruling now. Yung Islas Palmas applies to a case where the island is inhabited. You have to show continuous and peaceful display of sovereignty. Discovery is not sufficient. But if the island is uninhabited or uninhabitable, like Scarborough Shoal and the Spratlys, you acquire title right away upon discovery and proclaiming that is yours. So sa atin, 1734, Spain claimed the Scarborough Shoal and the Spratlys in the 1734 Pedro Murillo Velarde map. So Spain acquired sovereignty as of 1734 dahil nobody lived in the Spratlys at the time. And also Scarborough Shoal. You cannot live in Scarborough Shoal. There's not a single blade of grass there. And even the arbitral award of 2016, the tribunal said the Spratlys, none of the islands in the Spratlys can be inhabited because there is no water there. If there is rain, there is a little water in the aquifer, but after 3 months, the water is gone. You cannot live you cannot survive there based on the resources of the island alone. So, what applies to us are the rulings in Clipperton Island and Greenland. Because Scarborough Shoal and the Spratlys are uninhabitable. Were never inhabited in 1734 when you claimed it, when Spain claimed it, in 1808 when Spain reiterated its claim, in 1875 when Spain again reiterated its claim.
So, sir,
So
it is
yung
not...
Islas Palmas does not apply to us as far as Scarborough Shoal and the Spratlys are concerned.
So, sir, it is not effective occupation which is the basis for our occupying
Yeah, wala. Kasi
Cagayan Island.
effective
Papagas
occupation, pag may tao doon who will recognize you. Eh yung mga turtles and crab will not even sign a Pledge of Allegiance.
Justice, coming back to the treason charge, I believe it originated with the when Senator Marcoleta brought up yung Magalona versus Ermita case that he said that you had penned in 2011, which upholds the constitutionality of RA 9522, and he says that because of that we gave up 242,000 square nautical miles of the country's internal waters. Could I have your reaction to that, please?
Yeah, that assumes we had those waters as our territorial sea. That's just an invention. We never had those waters under international law. Because under international law, you are entitled only to 12 nautical miles from your coastline or from your archipelagic baselines if you are an archipelago. So, hanggang doon lang. And if you look at the Treaty of Paris, it says there, Spain cedes to the U.S. the Philippine archipelago comprehending the islands, consisting of the islands within the treaty lines. What was conveyed by Spain were islands, not everything within the 1898 Treaty of Paris lines. And that's why, until we enacted Republic Act 9522 to clarify, the U.S. always protests. They have protests before submitted to the UN that we are claiming waters beyond our territorial sea, 12 nautical mile territorial sea. We do not have, those are not our territorial sea, beyond 12 nautical miles. So, the party to the Treaty of Paris, the one who received the archipelago of the Philippines, said we never acquired those islands, those waters beyond what was recognized then as the territorial sea. At that time, 3 nautical miles lang ang territorial sea. In 1982, under UNCLOS, it was extended to 12. So, how can you say we lost something that we never gained, we never earned, we never owned?
Yeah.
Because the international law never recognized a territorial sea beyond 12 nautical miles. So, yung sinasabi nila, yung assumption nila na atin yun, no. Even the party to the treaty said, no, we never acquired beyond the territorial sea. Ang gusto nila, everything within the Treaty of Paris lines will be our territory. Eh, kasama na doon yung high seas eh. Portions of that are high seas already, and a large chunk of that are EEZ. EEZ, Exclusive Economic Zone, is not territory. That we don't have sovereignty over EEZ, sovereign rights lang. So yung basic assumption nila na, we will lose thousands of square kilometers, we never owned it. It was never recognized it's not recognized under international law. Even the US said we did not acquire those beyond the territorial sea. Palagi nila reiterate yan.
So Magalona versus Ermita did not reduce our national territory.
Yeah, of course, because it was overwhelmingly approved by the House. The Republic Act 95 overwhelmingly approved by the Senate. Unanimously approved by the Supreme Court. So,
Justice.
yung sinasabi nila, we lost something, we never owned it. No country in the world ever recognized beyond 12 nautical miles. And in our Constitution, nakalagay, we adopt the general principles of international as part of the law of the land. 12 nautical mile territorial sea is general principle of international law. That is the maximum territorial sea you can claim. So, yung sinasabi nila na everything within the 1898 Treaty of Paris lines, the waters around the islands are our territorial sea. That violates customary international law, that violates UNCLOS, and no country will ever recognize that. Parang 9 line yan eh. No country will recognize, except of course China.
Justice, mag-shift lang ako kasi we started this session doon sa I saw you listening kanina when we were talking to Ping Lacson. Tatanungin ko lang kayo your views on the arrest, the possible arrest of two senators for crimes for which they are facing charges in the International Criminal Court. Ano bang process doon?
Well,
Kasi
we
sabi
have-
nila, it should not be like the one that was followed dun kay President Duterte.
Well, what was followed during the time of President Duterte, when President Duterte was shipped or brought to the Hague,
Yes.
they implemented the provision of the humanitarian law on international humanitarian law in the Philippines.
9851.
That the government has the option
Yes.
to surrender a person accused of a violation of human rights or genocide or crimes against humanity to the International Tribunal or prosecute that person here. So yun ang ginamit nila, may option. That is in the law. So, the Supreme Court will have to decide, no? Whether that still requires that the executive branch who will implement that provision must go to a local court to get a warrant of arrest. That is still an outstanding issue. It could go either way, but until that is declared unconstitutional,
Yes.
it will be followed by the executive branch. So the executive branch can implement that up to now because it has not been declared unconstitutional.
So, sir,
Oh.
until the Supreme Court
Oh.
says na you cannot do this, they can arrest.
Yeah, because that is in the law. That's presumed to be constitutional. There's a presumption of constitutionality.
Sir, next question
So
would
the
be,
law allows it actually. Yung ginawa
Yeah.
kay President Duterte, the law that was passed in 2009 pa yun, allows it.
Yes, there is that provision. The government authorities have the option to surrender the accused to an international tribunal or prosecute him here in the Philippines.
Saka walang requirement to go to a local court.
There's none. It's silent.
Wala.
sir, next question would be, while Congress is in session, can he be
Kailan may
arrested while it is in session, especially considering na, I know there's a 6-year dapat na if it's below 6 years, you cannot be arrested while in session.
Yeah.
But also the question
Anong
raised
definition of
by
session?
Ping Lacson was we don't know how much the penalty would be sa ICC for co-conspirators So that's also a big question mark.
Co-perpetrators.
Co-perpetrators. So what's your view on that, sir? Can he be arrested while in session? Can they be arrested actually?
Saka ano yung session? Ano yung session?
And ano yung session?
Oo.
Well, my calendar yung Congress, no? At
Yeah.
3 years kasi yung Congress. Every year they have a calendar,
Yes, sir.
session calendar. From July to June. For one, June, they adjourned sine die. That means
Yes.
they adjourned without a date for resuming session.
Yes.
Sine die yun. Well, if you want to be liberal about that, session that you have to wait for the sine die adjournment, no?
Which is June.
That's one interpretation. But the Congress, during that period from July to June, in one calendar session, they also adjourned from day to day.
Yes, sir.
Oo nga.
So, the other interpretation, if we adjourn on that day, then pwede na arrestuhin. It's no longer in session, no?
Actually, sir,
Yeah.
they use the word session is suspended for the day-to-day uyan.
Well, just like in the impeachment case, sabi ng Supreme Court, session day means calendar day where there are sessions.
There's a session.
Yeah. Oo nga.
Pero ang sabi ng Supreme Court, this applies only to impeachment. So, hindi mag-apply ito sa arrest.
So sir, anong tingin nyo? Which one is
the fact that they
more
changed the
applicable?
definition of session days.
Oo nga eh.
Well, I take the view that if it is adjourned for the day,
Pwede
wala na. Pwede na maaresto. Pag umuwi ka na sa bahay, pwede ka na arestuin.
Yeah.
When you are actually in session in the Senate Hall or in the House of Representative Hall, yun ang session. But if you go home, huli ka.
Kaya nga.
Just
Paano po yung 6-year cut-off, 6-year imprisonment cut-off? Kasi sabi ni Ping
Yung-
Lacson, we don't know how long the penalty would be with the ICC if you're a co-perpetrator. Is that the word for it?
Well, I think
But,
you can check that. Nakalagay naman doon yung yung
Penalty.
range of the penalties eh.
But Justice Carpio, yung
Meron sila.
I don't know how much of the interview with Senator Lacson you heard, but the idea that the ICC arrest warrant has to go through a domestic court keeps popping up. But earlier, I think I caught you say that the law is silent on it. So I'm wondering, where are they getting this idea that there is a
Need
provision?
for a local court.
There is a provision that says it has to go through a domestic
Because
court.
there is a provision in the Bill of Rights,
Bill of
in the
Rights,
Constitution, that only a judge can issue a warrant of arrest. Only a judge. Now, ang sabi ng iba, but the ICC warrant of arrest was issued by the judges.
Yeah.
That should be sufficient. But ang iba, sabi nila, only a judge can issue a warrant of arrest. The judge there in the Constitution means a local judge.
Wala naman nakalagay doon.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we have to submit this. This will reach the Supreme Court, and I really don't know how the Supreme Court will rule on this now.
So it doesn't actually specifically say it has to be a domestic judge, a local judge, basta
Yeah,
judge.
Wala.
but the Constitution, the text doesn't say local judge. Only a judge can issue a warrant of arrest.
But
But
until or
until the
unless...
Supreme Court issues a ruling,
Or
the
TRO.
executive can do what it wants.
Yeah, because it can
Yeah.
interpret the law
Yeah.
the way it sees it because it's reasonable naman. Wala naman nakalagay you need a warrant of arrest. No?
Yes. Kasi ini-invoke ng Malacanang yan eh, yung option na yan, sabi nila. Sabi ni Claire Castro eh.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
the option to surrender. They actually mentioned it already.
Yeah, actually, it was questioned by the
Yeah.
Duterte family. I think also
Yeah.
Bato questioned it. But it became academic kasi nakaalis na eh. So they did not rule on it anymore.
Kaya uulitin nga daw ng Malacanang. Yan ang sinabi nila. That they will follow it in the case of the two senators and the others. Kung sakali.
Because that is the provision of the law has not been declared unconstitutional, that the
Yeah.
government authorities has the option to surrender or to prosecute.
Sir, kasi yung kay Duterte dati, nailabas kagad, so naging moot and academic. In the case of Bato, if they arrest him and it takes him some time here before he's transferred abroad, then that is a time for them to seek judicial intercession. Tama ho ba? Pero kung gawing santong paspasan, kagaya kay Duterte, then it also becomes moot?
Walang habol.
Yeah, that's why Bato filed a case to test it, no? Pero sabi ng court, wala namang warrant of arrest sa iyo eh.
Wala pang
So
basis.
wala pang justiciable controversy.
So you cannot then preempt the issue
Yeah.
by filing
Pero
that-
dapat handa siya if he really wants to question it, no? Handa na siya. Pag what he can do is surrender now and then with the file niya kaagad at the same time, no? Kasi pag nahuli yan,
Tapos nilipad
let's say
kagad,
in the province, baka diretso na siya ilipad, no?
Oo.
and then it becomes
Unless there's a
Duterte.
TRO, no? He will need a TRO.
Ha?
Diba? Kung walang TRO, pwede siyang ilipad ng
Yes,
gobyerno.
so what he can do is surrender now with the understanding or handa na yung petition niya kaagad, no?
Pero sir,
Pero wala pang justiciable cause eh. Wala
can
pang
you surrender
restaurant
kung
eh.
wala
Hindi,
pang...
kasi ang assumption natin, nandiyan na yung warrant of arrest, hindi lang nila in-announce until they actually arrest.
Aha. Pero yung
Kaya
nga, sir,
nagtatago na siya ngayon because he believes there is already a warrant of arrest pero hindi lang ina-announce until he is arrested.
Pero yun nga, sir, can he therefore file a case again to stop or to restrain his arrest kung wala pa namang nilalabas
Wala pa
ang gobyerno?
Yeah,
wala.
what he can do is go to the Senate and then
Yeah.
file the
Wait for
case
an
immediately.
arrest.
At least nasa Senado, nagsisession, hindi siya arestuin, no?
Okay.
Oo.
binigyan ni Justice Carpio ng tips. But
Hindi,
he
para
can,
bumalik na dun sa Senado.
Para bumalik na at saka bumoto na.
Pero sir, teka, but if we go by by Article 6 Section 11, yun nga, di ba? Your immunity is only good if it's in session and your case is not punishable by more than 6 years. So the second the second proviso will also kick in.
Yeah, but I don't know the range, no, of the kung co-perpetrator lang. Pero I think pasok yan eh. It will be more than 6 years eh. So delikado rin siya.
Kasi I think under RA 9851, it's 12 years for crimes against humanity. But then again, I don't know if this is for principals or co-perpetrators. Okay.
Hindi pa naman natin alam kung principal yung co-perpetrator or
yeah.
accomplice lang eh. We don't even know. Oo.
it was
Kasi
just
pag
a,
binasa mo yung charge sheet, mukhang ano siya eh, mukhang principal eh.
Yeah, because he signed the Operation Tokhang Manual, eh,
Yeah.
yung circular.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
Chief implementer ang
the first
accusation sa kanya.
implementor
yeah.
because he was the chief PNP when it was first implemented. And siya nakapirma doon. He issued the
Chief
circular.
implementer siya, architect.
Yeah.
Okay. We've run out of time today, but thanks so much for talking to us and explaining all of that. Former Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank
also.
you, Justice. Happy New Year, Justice.
Happy New Year.
yeah.
Kung
Happy
hey,
New Year.
Kung ipacho. Thank you for joining StoryCon today on this holiday, Chinese New Year holiday. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star. Join us again tomorrow, 4 p.m. For StoryCon, I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao, kapatid. We are One News, all sides, all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the StoryCon Group.